This video looks at fractional exponents. So the thing to remember with fractional exponents is if I have 1 over n, it's the nth root of a. And also remember that a to the 1 over 2 we just write as the square root of a, but we don't write the little 2 in it. So the first question says write the following powers as roots. So 16 to the power of a quarter would be the 4th root of 16. I'm not evaluating, I'm just writing them as roots. So 49 to the power of a half would just be the square root of 49. So I know that that's 7. It's kind of like I know that the 4th root of 16 is 2. Okay, but I don't need to write the answers. 2x to the power of a third is just going to be the cubed root of 2x. Next one, I have power of a power first, so I'm going to go a 2 times a sixth, which is a 2 times a sixth is a third, so that would be the cubed root of a. But again, I'm not worried about evaluating. Next one, write the following roots as powers, so the cubed root is 27 would become 27 to the third. Square root of 8 is 8 to the half. 1 over the cubed root of 10 would be 1 over 10 to the third. And here I have the 5th root of 8a squared. So I'm going to put 8a squared, and then that's to the power of 1 over 5. Moving on, evaluate the following. Don't get too caught up in these. I'm just going to touch on them. Square root of 25. Well, you can write that. I'm just going to show you why. So it's 25 to the power of a half. 25 can be written as 5 squared, which is the power of a half. 2 times a half is 1. So that's why it's 5. Just so you know how to do these without a calculator. 32 in terms of prime factors, we can have splitting it up. 32 divided by 2 is 16. So 2 and 16. Then the 16 can be 2 and 8, 2 and 4, 2 and 2. So 32 is the same as I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2s. 2 to the power of 5. So this becomes 32 to the power of 1 over 5. So 2 to the 5, or to the power of 1 over 5. 5 times a fifth is 1. So I'm showing you how you get the answers without a calculator, because as the maths gets more difficult, or you go into into logarithms, for example, it's important to know how to do this. So the next one, 64, cubed root of 64, so I'm going to write it as 64 to the third. Prime factor tree, 64. I'm going to go 8 eighths, 64, because that's the first thing that comes to my head. Then 2, 4, 2, 4, and then each of these are 2 and 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 64 is the same as 2 to the power of 6. So 2 to the power of 6, or to the power of a third. 6 times a third is 2. So my answer is 4. Okay, next one, simplify the following expressing your answers with positive exponents. I have 8 to the power of a third. X, 6 times a third is 2. And if you can't see why 6 times a third is 2, remembering from fractions, 3 into 6 is 2, 3 into 1 is 1, so that's why it's 2. Okay, just as an offside. Cubed root of 8, if I think about the powers, 8 is 2 cubed, or to the power of a third, x squared. So that's 2x squared. Remembering you can evaluate the numbers on your calculator, I'm just showing how to do it without a calculator. Next, we have 9y to the half, or to the power of a half, because it's a square root. So I have 9 to the power of a half. Y, a half times a half is a quarter. 9 to the power of a half is the square root of 9, so that's 3. Y to the quarter. Next, a to the third times a to the third is a to the third plus a third, so that's a to the 2/3. So your knowledge of fractions is important. Next, I have 9 to the power of a half, and I can think about, I'm going to change all of these to prime factors. So 9 is 3 squared, 16 is 2 to the power of 4. I'm not bothering writing the prime factor tree, so you can do it if you want to prove it to yourself. 8 is 2 cubed, 27 is 3 cubed. So using our exponent rules, we have 3 to the power of 2 times a half. 2 times a half is 1. 2 to the power of 4, or to the power of half. 4 times a half is 2 times. 3 times a third is 1. 3 times a third is 1. So it's 2 over 3. So this becomes, if I only do my fraction cancelling, 3 to 3 is 1, 3 to 3 is 1. I can cancel one of those 2's with one of those. So I have 1 over 2.